Ouch. Okay. This turtle was brought into us. It was in a parking lot, or in the person's parking lot. I guess they were trying to leave. The turtle was under the car and it ran over the head. The shell's in good shape. She feels pretty heavy. Likely she's pregnant. Her bottom jaw is broken here and her upper jaw is broken in 1, 2, 3 places. Her upper jaw here is also peeled off. I'm not sure she has a right eye at all, and the left eye looks like it's still available under the lid. I did a surgery, the one thing that got me into vet school many years ago, where I learned how to put the skull back together again. But what I'm going to have to do a little bit later after the x-rays is I'm going to check for the blood supply in this area here. If this area doesn't have blood supply, I can't put it back together, okay? So if that's the issue, depending on what the x-rays tell us, we may end up putting her to sleep. But if there's eggs in here, we will extract the eggs to give another chance for another generation of turtles. It's too bad she's beautiful. She reminds me of old Ernestine.
And her name is Tank.
Okay, sorry. Tank.
Get it right.
Well,
she's well loved.
I'll give it a shot. The question is, how much blood supply is in this area? What I want you to notice now with the film is there's no blood coming from the nose, and there's very little blood coming from over here. So I'm wondering if there's any blood supply in that area.
There was a lot of blood when she came in.
What's is this
ointment?
Is it oil based?
Well, it's terramycin, because I wanted something on there too. I probably shouldn't have, but I did it anyway.
In the future, if you can find the water-based terramycin or water-based antibiotic ointment, it might make for better healing.
Probably so. Okay. But I just felt that she just needed that. Yeah.
It's preserving stuff.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, that's where we're at for now. All right. Abdominal X-ray shows no eggs, no babies, no sign of any of that stuff. Matter of fact, it looks like she probably has laid eggs very recently and was probably on her way to someplace safe, and then that's when she got injured. Anyway, we're going to make this bigger. I just finished looking at her head, and this piece of fracture right here has no known blood supply that I can see underneath it. You know what I'm finding crazy is there's no blood coming from the nares, which is common, so I don't understand how this has happened, but I'm not getting any sense the fact that this part right here is alive at the moment, and she really cannot survive without that, even if I was to put it together. The good news is we do have the technology. I could fix that fracture and that fracture and that fracture and that fracture. All that can be fixed with a procedure that I did years ago. But the fact that that's got no blood supply means that she's likely going to die a painful and horrible death. So with that in mind, I'm having a hard time with my conscience. The worst case scenario was I was hoping that even if we had to put her to sleep, there would be some eggs or something in this abdomen that would be, that could give her the next generation, and we did something for her lineage. But it's kind of breaking my heart. All right, anyway, I got some decisions to make. It's likely not going to be good for her. If that part there would just show me some blood supply. All right. All right, now about 30 seconds later, just long enough for me to walk down the hall. Bring her cage back. You'll notice that on this side, the flesh is torn away from the eye socket itself. You can actually see the piece of bone. Actually, you can also see a maggot running right in there. Not cool. Hate maggots. Anyway, that right there. Let's see if it gets to focus. Come on, do what you're supposed to do. Let's get back here. Do it that way. All right, what you're seeing there is actually the scoot taken off the bone of the sinus, and it is not bleeding, which tells us that it doesn't have any blood supply. I have cleaned off the wounds and lesions right here. You can actually see a little bit of blood leaking through right there, but it's not making it to the tip, which means this is just not going to make it. So instead of putting her through all this, just for an experiment, I think we're just going to go ahead and put it in. Jesus wants to meet you. And I think he's cool.